Hello everybody, and in this RNG Battles video, I will be reviewing the index and showcasing all the exclusive weapons and certain high stat weapons. If we take a look at the index here, I'll be reviewing everything that is below the ice dagger here. If you see that my index is 257, for most players it'll probably be 252. The only reason mine is 5 higher than normal because I have the 3 secret weapons that do not show up unless you already have them indexed. And I have 2 custom weapons, which are inverted tilting gloves and regular tilted gloves. Just to get that out of the way, my index is essentially completed. But other than that, let's get to reviewing the first weapon, which will be the Crimson Scythe. The Crimson Scythe. Now, the Crimson Scythe is a really cool design. No longer obtainable, sadly. Very few actually exist. He has a nice aura on the floor and everything, I guess you can see. It is limited, no longer available, as I said. The only way you can get this is by trading for it. It is a 60 damage weapon. Very rare, very high value because of how rarely you see it. Not many exist or are active at the moment. This is how Crim looks, and this is the hit it and sound effect. It swings side to side like this, and you can hear the nice sound effect it has. Overall, a nice weapon. Moving on though, we have the Doodle Sapphire Scythe, which is essentially the exact same thing, but it's a Doodle version, which was added more recently in the Doodle update, April Fool's Doodle update. 437 exist. It's the same chance to get as the Crimson Scythe. It also does 60 damage. It has a pretty cool design. I don't personally like the Doodle stuff. They're kind of, well, paper almost. Paper thin. I prefer the 3D stuff like this, even though Crimson Scythe is still paper thin. Overall, this weapon's much easier and less rare to get, much easier to trade for. Personally, I wouldn't trade for it. It's not much of an upgrade from the Ice Dagger, which is 57.5 damage. Really cool effect though. I love the aura around it. Overall, it's a pretty cool weapon. Moving on, this is a blue version of Crim called Sapphire Scythe. It has a different hit effect, but same swing effect. Overall, a nice weapon. I like its effect. Moving on, we have the Doodle RPG, which is a 70 damage weapon, and only 88 exist, even though it doesn't say it. It was also part of the Doodle update. It is no longer available to get unless you trade for it. It is a 70 damage weapon, as I said. It's also paper thin, so I don't particularly like using it. It has a pretty cool effect, which I will show you here in a moment when I actually showcase it. But yeah, the RPG is the bottleneck for most players because it's a big, from 40 million going up to 500 million. It's a pretty big jump, and you will be stuck in Ice Dagger for a while as a newer player. But it's still a really good weapon, but it is significantly less damage than 70 from 57.5. Doodle RPG has a pretty thin design. This is its hit effect, which all pretty nice swing effect and hit effect. I don't like the swing effect on the Doodle weapons though. The normal RPG, this is what most people strive for in the game. This, for most players, is the highest damage weapon they'll get, mainly because there's about 385 for a 500 million weapon. Not the most, but there's enough for most players to be able to actually get it. I mean, it's pretty much what you expect. It's a rocket launcher you hold and you swing it at people. It is a pretty cool weapon, and it will be probably the first bottleneck weapon you'll have to really work for to try either rolling or trading, which could take quite a while to actually do. This is the regular RPG in 3D. Has a nice swing and hit effect, nice and clean. It's got no initial swing effect. Moving on, we have the Demon Slayer. It's a bit rarer than the RPG. It is still available to get by rolling. It is a 1 in 666 million chance, 160 million more. Does 74 damage. The 4 damage boost is kind of nice, but overall it's not a huge deal in all honesty. I would rather trade for RPG than this thing. It really just doesn't serve a great purpose in the game. It is a really cool design and everything. It just doesn't serve the greatest purpose right now. I will be showcasing this one, mainly because of how dope it looks. And it is really nice. This is Demon. It has a different swing effect, and it has a really cool weapon overall. 74 damage, which is pretty nice. Pretty easy to get. Moving on to our first secret weapon, which is Bob. Now, Bob being a secret weapon, we do not know the chance of it, but there are 29 that exist. It is extremely hard to roll a secret weapon, that's why there's so little of them, and even little of the harder ones to get. It does a whopping 100 damage, which is kind of insane. It does have the exact same design as the normal teddy bear, so don't be fooled by that. Moving on, it is a teddy bear, which is pretty cool. This is Bob, a secret weapon, does 100 damage, has a nice squish sound effect. Overall, it's a pretty fun weapon, pretty rare to use. The 5-leaf, which was available during the St. Patrick's Day event. It is no longer obtainable, but a total of 6 exist, I believe, last time I saw. Sorry, the numbers are slightly broken here and there. I will be showcasing, this is one of the weapons I will be showcasing, along with Bob and Demon Slayer and RPG and stuff. 5-leaf is a really cool weapon in my opinion. I love the glittering effect. It's also a smaller weapon, so it doesn't take up any vision. And it doesn't really lag your game at all if you're on mobile. It does 102 damage, so it really isn't it's worth so much more than Bob, but really the damage boost doesn't do anything. So I personally wouldn't trade for it for most players unless you're a big trader. It is a cool weapon, it has a cool effect, it is pretty rare, and it still is a high stat secret weapon. No longer available to roll, only traded, 6 exist. Pretty cool weapon overall in my opinion. I wish I owned one, but sadly I do not. So this 5-leaf, another secret weapon, it's got a jab, swing it across hit effect. And then it's got another swing back and then jab. Rainbow effect. Not. Next is the Jug Sword. Now the Jug Sword is still rollable along with Bob. It does 110 damage. 11 now exist. Number 11 existed just a week ago. So it's still rollable. We obviously don't know the chances still. It is a really cool sword as with the runes on it. And the handle and everything. Honestly, I don't own the sword. I will showcase it. It is a cool sword. Most players will never have this sword. It's rarely traded. It's super expensive since it is the current best sword. Overall, it's a pretty cool sword, and I did enjoy using it for a while, especially in the Jug game mode, which is probably one of the best game modes in my opinion, where all players can team up and fight the Jug. Obviously, if you have a good team, that is. This is the rarest and most powerful sword currently, Jug Sword. It is another secret. Does 110 damage, 165 crit. Really nice sword. Moving on to our first exclusive, the 2025 bear, for you got from the New Year's event from the bags. It is no longer available unless you find some rare player that still loves the bags. It is very common to find this thing, as 43,000 exist. Overall, it's just a teddy bear with glasses and a hat in a 2025. It is pretty cool though. It has a cool sound effect, which I will showcase. 2025 exclusive bear. It's pretty nice. It's pretty much the same as Bob, but it's got a little party hat and a 2025 on it. Next up, we have the Angelic Axe. The Angelic Axe currently has an even 22,222, which is kind of awesome just for me making this video. It is available from the VIP that you get. As you saw in my previous video, you know VIP is not great to get, but if you do want this weapon, it would be something you'd want to pick up to get this weapon. I've never personally used this weapon, but I know a lot of people do really like this weapon and do trade for it quite often. It isn't all too expensive to get either, so I can see why people would trade for it. I will showcase this weapon as well, along with every other one. It has a really nice swing sound / hit effect for the VIP Angelic Sword. Overall, I like it a lot. The Blizzard Scythe. Blizzard Scythe is a super common one. 91,281 exist. It was from the winter event of 2024, so it's no longer available. But there's enough of them that exist, so it's probably not too hard to find. It does have a pretty cool winter effect on it, like all the other winter weapons do. It is a scythe, which is really popular among most players, is the scythes. Personally, I do not like it, but if it is something that you're looking for, it's pretty easy to trade for, and I definitely would trade for it. I will be showcasing this weapon as well. Overall, the swing effect of this sword is pretty nice. Got a nice hit effect. The Blizzard Spear now. This is an interesting weapon. We don't see too many spears in the game, We do have one or two normal spears overall, but normally we don't get to see many spears, and this is one of the cooler ones in my opinion. It has the winter effect, and it has the snowflake here. 216,000 exists, so it's super easy to get and trade for. It probably wouldn't be too hard for you to find at the very start of the game. It doesn't cost you a lot to trade for. Overall, it's a pretty cool design. I think it's the only exclusive spear in the entire game, so it is pretty dope. This is the only spear in the game. It's really nice swing effect. It's got a nice little jab. Moving on, we have the blue winter blade. It was only available during the winter event along with the other two winter things. It is limited, so you can no longer get it unless you have a tall gift, which are probably far and few between if you ever find one. Yes, 309 exists. It is worth quite a lot because winter blades are the value that is based for everything in the game for the most part. That is worth more than it because it is pretty cheap with 309 existing. I personally do not like these weapons. They don't appeal to me, but I know a lot of people really like them. And they are pretty cool, I guess. It's just not for me in my opinion. It does have a cool winter effect as it is a winter weapon. So if you do strive for this, it will take you a little while to get, but I believe you can get it pretty easily. I will be showcasing winter blades. This is the blue winter blade. It's got a pretty nice sound. It's got a nice light hit. Pretty decent weapon. It comes down from the top, swings back and forth. The candy cane trident. This is a pretty cool one that I do like using from time to time. It has 2,969. It's another winter thing, so you can no longer get it. It is similar to the spear, it attacks in the same way. It's a pretty dope looking weapon. It's pretty simple in its design, but it gets the job done. It's pretty easy to trade for. It might take a little time if you're a newer player, but overall it's pretty good. This is the candy cane scythe. It's got a nice little afterglow after the swing. It's also the only trident in the game. That's an exclusive. Moving on to the clover cleaver. This was during the St. Patrick's Day event. As a little under 800 exists, 782, with a 1 in 10 million chance in a forever pack. You can no longer roll this, but it's pretty easy to trade for. It's the only thing of its kind that I know of. It's a cleaver. You don't really see anything else with this that I know of. Let me check real quick. Yeah, you see karambits, mallets. Yeah, you really don't see knives. Yeah, you really don't see any cleavers, so it's the only cleaver in the game. If you really want it, it's a pretty cheap one to actually trade for. I feel like you can trade for it pretty easily. I have a few. If you find me in game, you can trade for it. This is one I will probably enjoy showing off. This weapon overall has a very nice swing effect. It's really nice and loud. Has a nice hit effect as well. Overall, it's a pretty nice weapon. The Clover Cleaver. It's got a nice rainbow effect. Showing off. Clover Karambit. Now this is a weapon I actually grind with. It is also from the St. Patrick Day event. It is limited. You could only get it from the Forever Pack, just like the Clover Cleaver. If you do want to know what the Forever Pack is, if you go into the shop, it is this top thing here. Right now it's a Cosmic Pack, but it's just a Forever Pack with a unique name on it. Currently we have a giant rake, giant bubble wand, and a giant teddy bear on it, which will probably change within the next update. Back to the Clover Karambit. This is one of the main weapons I've used to grind with. As you see, I have about 10,500 kills with it. It has 109 that exists, even though it doesn't say it currently. It's about 1 in 100 million chance to get. It is a pretty dope design as a little knife Karambit it is. It's one of my personal favorite weapons in the game currently. Pretty hard to get though, and I'd say trading for it is pretty expensive compared to most things. But it is possible with hard work. No longer able to get by rolling, so good luck getting it. This is the Clover Karambit. It's got a nice little rainbow effect on the swing, and it's got a nice little hit. Nice little swing sound. Back and forth. Stab. The Clover Scythe. The Clover Scythe is from the group box you get daily. It's a pretty good chance you'll get this weapon if you play daily. It's a pretty cool one. It's probably one of the easiest scythes to get in the game right now. It does have a cool effect with the sparkles, and the design is actually pretty cool for how easy it is to get. Honestly, I don't personally like the weapon too much, but it is a really nice weapon. And I know a lot of people, as people do like the scythes in this game, it is a popular weapon you'll see among the newer players, and even some of the older players. This is the Clover Scythe. Has a pretty nice swing effect and after effect. It's got a pretty nice hit effect as well. Coal. This is the most common exclusive. As you know, it came from the 2024 winter event, and it was one of the most common things to get from gifts. You can still get it from gifts, and gifts, there's probably still quite a few around if you can find them. I would just trade for coal. It's 900,000 exists, like you'll easily find someone with some. The number one player, Coles, is his main weapon. You can almost say his custom weapon at this point. If only. It has a very nice hit sound in my opinion. Probably one of the best in the game. Anyway, moving on to the Dark Heart. This is probably one of my favorite weapons in the entire game. I have the most kills on it with 11,092. There's 2,000 exist. You can no longer get it. It was in... Let me show you. It was the previous bundle of this. Currently we have the Fallen set. Really good set in my opinion, but it does not compare to Dark Heart in my opinion. It has a really cool effect all around. As you can see, it spreads really far. You can't see it quite as well, but when I showcase it, you will be able to see it quite well. This is the Dark Heart. It has a really nice swing effect in my opinion. It's a nice glow. It's got a pretty nice hit effect in my opinion. Really enjoyable weapon to use, and I use it often. Deity Destroyer. Now, the way that you get this weapon is being number 1 on one of the 3 main leaderboards: rolls, kills, and wins. This could change in the future at some point, but I really doubt it will. It is a really cool weapon. It is a leaderboard version of the demon. As you can see, it's yellow and it has a leaderboard sign on it. It has a pretty cool effect. I will be showcasing this weapon as it's one of the coolest ones. I have used it a little bit. I personally don't like it the most. It is kind of a big weapon and can block your vision. Most players won't get this weapon, but it is a cool one to showcase and show off to newer players if they ever want to try grinding for first. This is the Deity Destroyer. It's pretty much just a yellow demon. It has a different swing effect though than the original demon. It doesn't have much of a swing effect or kill, but it does have a different swing than the demon, and you hold it differently. Moving on to the Doodle colored pencil. It was obtainable in the Doodle event. It was in the Doodle bags, which was pretty easy to get. 814 exist. It is a pretty cool weapon in my opinion. The design isn't the best. Obviously, it's a doodle. It's colored in. I don't know what you expect for it. I don't personally like it all that much. It's a doodle color pencil. It's got a nice little stab on it. It's a nice hit effect like all the doodle weapons do, but I personally don't like it. The Doodle Crimson Bayonet. Now, if you like knives, this is the one for you, because this is a really dope knife. I really do enjoy it overall. It's really easy to get because 7,000 exist. It is flat, it is another dual weapon, so it's not my personal favorite, but it is a pretty cool bayonet. It's really cool for most players. Really easy and free to play accessible. This is the Doodle Crimson Bayonet. It's got a nice little swing to it. Got a nice little hit effect like all the Doodle weapons have. Moving on to the Doodle Missile. Now this is a pretty cool one. It is just a straight up missile in a Doodle version. Wish we had a normal missile like we did the RPG, but one can only hope, I suppose. Overall, the missile has a pretty decent design. It is just a missile overall. It has slightly more exists than the pencil of 843. Personally, I've never used it, but I will be showcasing it. This is a Doodle RPG. It's got a nice swing down animation, and it's at the same hit as any other Doodle weapon. The Empire Eradicator. Now this is a weapon that I grinded to get for. You have to be top 3 on one of the main 3 leaderboards: wins, kills, and rolls. Really hard to get, and it takes a lot of effort, but it is a really cool weapon to be able to get. I prefer this over Deity, and I'm so glad it's easier to get by only being third. Third place is still really hard to get though. I did grind this with the weapon quite a bit. 6,000 kills is probably my third most on any weapon, if I believe so. This is the Empire Eradicator, the third place reward. It's got a nice little swing hit. It's also got a really nice sound effect when you hit somebody with it. Overall, pretty nice weapon in my opinion. Moving on, we have the Fallen Crimson. This is from the daily login bonus of being logged in for 5 days to get the mystery box. It is a pretty good chance of giving this to you. It's a pretty cool weapon in my opinion for free-to-play players, and you'll probably get it quite quickly. This is probably an exclusive that I would use for quite a while. I don't have many kills with it, or actually I do 1,000 kills with it. I did use this for quite a while at the start of the game when I played. I got this out of my first or second box, if I'm not mistaken. Pretty cool overall. I did use Dark Heart because I bought that immediately. This is the free Falling Crimson that you can get from the mystery box. Got a nice swing effect. Got no swings, it got no hit sound, but it has a nice swing effect. Moving on to the Fallen Scythe. Now this is a pretty cool scythe. Probably the coolest one in the game. Probably the hardest one to get though, besides the Crimson Scythe and Sapphire. Hardest exclusive scythe to get. It is from the bundle in here. It costs 800 Robux or $8. 1300 for the full set or $13. Not too hard to get overall. It is pretty cool. The design took a lot of time to make by the devs, and I do enjoy it. I did use it for quite a while. This is the Fallen Scythe, which is a pretty cool weapon. It's got a nice swing effect and has a decent hit effect in my opinion. Moving on to the Frost Axe. The Frost Axe is another winter like the other winter ones up above. It is no longer able to be gotten, but it is 170,000 exists, so it's pretty easy to trade for. It has a pretty cool effect, and there's not many axes in the game like this, so if you're looking for an axe, this would be the one you would want to get. It is a pretty cool design on the axe, I will say that, and I would definitely recommend this one for grinding. It is a pretty cool one, doesn't take up all too much space either. It has a couple different swing effects. This is the Frost Axe. It's got a couple swing effects, but it's nothing too special, but it's the only axe we have, so it's pretty dope. Onto one of my personal favorites from the winter event is the Frost Dagger. It is a really small weapon, and I do love everything about it, that it's small. I've gotten a lot of kills with it, and I'm still going to get more kills with it. Probably until I get it as many as Dark Heart for the most part, if not more. This weapon's really good. I like the swing effect, which you will see in the showcase. I like its hit sound effect, which you will also see in the showcase. This is the Frost Dagger. It's one of my personal favorite weapons. It's got a slash and a stab. It's got a half decent kill hit effect and stuff. Overall, it's a pretty cool weapon in my opinion. Moving on, we have the Frost Slayer. Now this is the one that has probably the coolest design out of like every single winter event weapon. That's easy to get. 150,000 exist. It's a tall sword. Has a really cool winter effect or star effect like everything else has. But the design on this one, especially at the handle, is probably my favorite. And that the outside glows and the inside has a light glow. Well, obviously one of probably my favorite weapons. I personally don't use it to grind, but sometimes from AFK I'll use this one. Especially at the start of the game I did a lot. This weapon's pretty cool. It's the Frost Slayer. This one has a really nice swing effect. It doesn't have an amazing hit effect, but it has a really nice swing effect, which I really enjoy using. Moving on, we have the green version of the Winter Blade. Now, I like this one a lot more than the blue one, just because I like the light green more than I like the light blue. Light green's pretty dope. It's the same, you got it the same way as the other Winter Blade from a tall gift in the winter event. No longer able to be gotten. 315 exist. It is about as rare to trade for as the other one, so you can definitely trade for it, but it will take you a little while. It is a pretty cool one to use. I personally don't like using Winter Blades though. This is the green Winter Blade this time. It's got a nice swing effect. Got a nice little hit effect there. Pretty nice weapon overall. Onto our first pretty rare one, the Henry's Desukar. I don't remember how to pronounce it. It is one of my, I did like using this one to grind, and I might use it to grind again. I will be showcasing this one, and I'll be happy to do it if its swing effect and swing is really nice. Anyway, you got this from a dev gift or Pomni gift or whatever it was called during the winter event. No longer able to be rollable, and I don't think any gifts exist unless it's on an old account. So I doubt we'll see any more be in existence besides 55. It is one of the rarest things in the game at the moment. A lot rarer than anything else we've seen so far. It is worth a lot of Winter Blades. If you do see this in game and you have this, consider yourself lucky. This is Henry's Desukar. Has a really nice swing effect, and it has a really nice hit effect that I really enjoy using. Overall, I really enjoy using this weapon. This is how it looks in game and how it swings and sounds. Moving on to the Midnight Bayonet. Probably is the second rarest item in the game to my knowledge at the moment. You have 7 that exist, 3 are active. It is another small weapon like the Frost Dagger, which I really like. I wish I was able to use this to grind. This might not be one of the ones I can showcase, but we shall see how it ends up playing out. I would love to showcase this thing. It is really dope to know and see, and I would love to use it. I do have it indexed, which I feel pretty lucky about. It is the second rarest weapon into the game at the moment. This is the Midnight Bayonet in-game. It's got a stab and jab like the Frost Slayer. It has one of my favorite hit effects, which is the stabbing one. Really cool in my opinion. One of my favorite weapons, if not the favorite. Moving on to the Midnight Butterfly. This is a pretty cool one. As you know, the Midnight Butterfly. It has a really dope curve design on the knife. It has a nice swing effect, which I will showcase when I do showcasing for this weapon. It was a part of, these are all part of the Forever Pack I forgot to mention. Forever Pack is a previous one of these. This was 2 cycles ago now, or 3 cycles actually, because it was the first one, the first Forever Pack these were a part of. 124 exists, by the way. Pretty rare to trade for, about as much as the Clover Karambit. This is the Midnight Butterfly. Pretty cool swing effect. It's a nice hit effect as well. Moving on to the Midnight Karambit. Same as Clover Karambit, but it's actually much easier. It has 600 exists because it was only 1 in 10 million, not 1 in 100 million. I like this one. I didn't use it because I got the Clover Karambit, but I definitely would have used this one if I didn't have the Clover Karambit. It is a nice one to grind for. I mean, maybe I'm just saying that because I like the knives, but this is my own personal list and review of every single one of these weapons, so deal with it. This is the Midnight Karambit. Has a nice swing effect like the Clover Karambit. It's got... I actually really like this one, like the Clover Karambit. It's quite a nice weapon to use. The Orange Winter Blade, which I think has the best glow in my opinion with the orange. It's much brighter than the rest. I don't know, we shall see about the red one. The red one's also pretty dope in my opinion. But yeah, just like the rest of the Winter Blades, it comes from a tall gift, which was in the 2024 winter event. You can no longer get this item unless you trade for it, which is all Winter Blades are about the same value, so if you trade for one, you'll be able to trade for another pretty much. They're pretty hard to get. They're pretty easy to find though overall. They're one of the most common rare exclusives right now. This is the Orange Winter Blade. It has a different colored effect, but has the same swing animation and hit animation. Overall, a pretty nice weapon in my opinion. Next up, we have the Pomni Mallet. It was in the same gift as Henry's Duskabar. It is extremely rare. It's probably worth like 1.5 Henry's. Pomni's is a really highly wanted item, and I will love to showcase this one. I pushed a lot of kills with it, almost 8,000. One of my favorite weapon designs and glows in the entire game. Really nice sound and swing effects, which you will see in the upcoming showcase of it. This is the Pomni. Right, this is the Pomni Mallet. Opposite of Henry from the same gift. This is how it is in battle. It's got a really nice swing effect, back and forth, and it has a really nice hit sound that I really like hearing, especially when hitting people. Moving on to the Purple Winter Blade, which is actually the weapon I currently have on right now. Normally, like I said, I don't like the Winter Blades, but the purple one's pretty dope, and I will be showcasing it. It does have a pretty cool glow, but purple is a good color overall, and you can't change my mind about it. It was from the 2024 gift, and it has about 330 right now. Something like that. It doesn't say for some reason. But overall, it's a pretty cool one. And again, if you can trade for one Winter Blade, you can trade for another. This is the Purple Winter Blade, which has the same swing effect, but it's purple and has the purple effect on it. Same swing effect and same swing. Moving on to the least rare Winter Blade, but also probably my favorite one, is the red one. He has a red glow, as you can see of my Sukuna avatar. I like red. Same as the other things, it's from the 2024 Winter Tall gift. You no longer get it right now, unless you trade for it. It is the easiest one to trade for, because about 50 extra exists over all the rest of them. It is a pretty dope one, and I will be showcasing it like the rest. This is the red Winter Blade, counterpart to the Doodle Pistol. It has the same swing and hit effect. Royal Ruiner. This is what you get for being top 100 on any of the 3 main leaderboards, rolls, kills, and wins. I used this quite a bit once I got it. It is a pretty cool weapon in my opinion. It's literally just a crown. Honestly though, it's not worth a whole lot because, yeah, almost 900 exists and they're continuing to rise, but you could definitely trade it for something pretty decent, especially if someone's not on the leaderboard and wants it. Have fun grinding for it. It is a bit of a grind right now. This is the leaderboard reward you get for being top 100. It has a pretty nice swing effect in my opinion. It has a nice hit effect as well, similar to Empire. Overall, pretty nice weapon. War Axe. Now this is from a 50 Robux bundle, starter bundle that's at the start of the game. I did like this weapon when it first came out, and I actually almost started grinding with it, but obviously my Clover Karambit came next, so didn't get to use this thing all that much, which I'm kind of sad about. 12,000 exist. It's Kratos' weapon. I'm assuming a lot of you probably want it. I'd definitely pick it up. It's not the rarest thing, but it is a pretty cool one to have. This is the War Axe. Has a really nice swing effect. Has a nice hit effect as well. Moving on to the Wrapped Hammer. This weapon was from the 2024 winter event. It was from the presents. Honestly, it's not... I don't personally like the weapon. It's pretty mediocre. It is a hammer. We don't have too many hammers in the game right now. It isn't too rare. It's 93,000 exists, so if you want to trade for it, go ahead. It's pretty easy. It has a nice red and green stars effect on it, and it has a pretty decent design. Not my personal favorite. This is the Wrapped Hammer. It's the only hammer that slams down, which is really unique as a weapon. It has a small little bop hit effect, if you can hear that. Pretty nice weapon. Moving on to the Wrapped Scythe. It's 100 less than the Candy Cane. They're both from the same gift, and they're about as rare as each other are. So if you can afford one, you can afford the other from trading. It was also from gifts in the 2024 winter event, no longer able to get. But if you trade for it, you can definitely get it. It's pretty cheap for being an exclusive. It's another scythe, and this is a pretty cool scythe. I definitely recommend picking this one up if you are into the scythes. Wrapped Scythe has a pretty unique swing effect, and it has a nice little red line that follows it from the bow. It has a really light hit. You get a little thump. Pretty nice overall. Moving on to the Yellow Winter Blade. This is considered the rarest Winter Blade because the least amount of them are in existence right now. I don't know, I personally think this is my least favorite Winter Blade. Yellow just has the least favorable color in my opinion in this game. Same with the Deity, even though it's from the rarest and it's the #1 leaderboard item, it's not great. Empire is the only one that can pull it off because, well, it's a giant hammer and it doesn't have this the straight yellow. It's black, more black and yellow. It doesn't have as intense of a glow, I should say. This is the Yellow Winter Blade this time. This one has the same swing and has the same hit effect as the other ones. Pretty nice weapon. Next up, we have the Doodle Slayer. Now, to get this weapon, you have to be top 1,000 on the Doodle leaderboard, so it's no longer able to get, but it is pretty cheap to trade for. 600, almost 700 exist. I'd definitely trade for it if you like the Doodle weapons. It's probably one of the cheapest Doodle weapons that's actually good. It is only 1 in 100 million, which, I mean, it was on a leaderboard, so it really shouldn't have a number. But it is what it is. It is a pretty dope weapon. It has the same design as the Frost Slayer, which is pretty dope. This weapon has really no swing effect, but does have that Doodle hit effect, and it swings down like Jug Sword does, and Demon stuff. Pretty decent weapon. Giant Bubble One. Now this is one of my favorite weapons that I will love to showcase. I have used it quite a bit, as you can see over here. I do have one on me right now, as you can see, Serial 8. It does say 1 in 1 billion, but it was from, well, this Forever Pack currently. It will be going away soon, so if you do not have it, I would recommend buying into it and picking it up. Or you can trade for it, which is probably cheaper and easier in my opinion, just because 83 exists already. It's going to surpass the Butterfly and Clover Karambit soon, I believe, unless the update comes and removes this pack. This is the Giant Bubble One. As you see, it produces some bubbles. It's got a little hit effect up there. Pretty nice weapon overall. Giant Clover. Now this is a giant 5-leaf essentially, with only 4 leaves. This is the first ever, actually tied for the first ever giant in the game. This was actually not from a Forever Pack, but it was from crates, St. Patrick Day crates, so you can no longer get this item. About 10 or 11 exist, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. It is a pretty rare one and expensive one to trade for, though, because not many of them are still active or around. If you do end up having or owning one, consider yourself quite lucky. I'll be lucky if I'm able to actually showcase this, but I actually might be able to, so we shall see. This is the Giant Clover. It has a nice rainbow effect on swing, and it has a sound when you swing it. It also has a nice little sparkle hit as you hit somebody. As you hit someone, it also begins to sparkle a lot. Giant Doodle Brush. Now this one is another one. It actually gives you, all the giants give you a 5% damage bonus. So this is one of the second cheapest giant doodle you'll ever see. Gives you a 5% damage bonus. 652 exists at the moment, and I own 2. I personally never really used it. I don't personally like it. Even with the 5% damage buff, the design isn't great. It's pretty simple. It was from the shop of the Doodle event, so you can no longer get it, so it is limited. So you do have to trade for it, but like I said, it's not too expensive to trade for, about as much as the Doodle Slayer at the moment. well, depending on serials. Serials is the number of when it existed. So you have the 44th one to exist. This weapon swings down is the giant doodle paintbrush. It has a doodle hit thing like everything else does. It's another swing down weapon. It has a little dark brown swing effect. Overall nice thing, and it turns red on the tip when you kill somebody. Moving on to the giant doodle eradicator. Same thing with the Doodle Slayer. It was on the same leaderboard, but you had to be top 10 for this one. Technically 10 still exists, but someone has not claimed theirs. Maybe they quit, who knows. It is extremely rare to see in game, and I might be able to showcase it here soon. It is a really cool one to be able to see, and I do like it as I do like Normal Empire. I like Normal Empire more, but this is a great substitute if I can have it. It is really, really rare to have, so you consider yourself lucky to have this. This is the Doodle Empire, which you got for being top 10 on the Doodle leaderboard. It has no swing sound, but it swings back and forth. It just has the simple Doodle swing hit, unfortunately. Pretty lame. Moving on to the giant Doodle Flower. This is the easiest one and easiest way to get 5% damage boost. 1600 exists, so it's really easy to trade for overall. Has a 5% damage bonus. Serial does matter for these a little bit. Higher serial, more expensive. I have 158, which is decently expensive, but not really. I do like the design of the flowers. This is the only giant doodle one I truly wanted, besides the Empire. And maybe the pencil. And maybe the stop sign, actually. But I don't want the eraser or anything else, really. It is a pretty cool one, and I'll enjoy showing this one off. This is the giant doodle flower, and it swings back and forth, and it leaves a little bit of an or a before image. Or as you swing, you can hear the slight little doodle kill or doodle hit effect that every other doodle weapon has. No special hit effect or anything with it. Moving on to the giant doodle pencil. Now about the giant doodle pencil. This one's a pretty cool one. It was also from crates, but it was from a separate crate from the giant clover. From free-to-play crates, it was 1 in 100,000 to get. And for regular crates, it was like about 1 in 10k, give or take. Overall, only about 21 exist, or 22. It is a pretty rare one, hard one to trade for if you are looking to get it. I personally wouldn't go for it. It's not a great design. It's just like a bigger version of the colored pencil we saw, and it's a normal pencil. Overall, it's a pretty cool weapon, and I will be able to showcase it. This is the giant doodle doodle pencil. There's no swing effect. It has the common doodle hit effect. Pretty nice weapon. Has a 5% damage bonus at least. Moving on to the giant doodle royalty. It's the same as the Empire and the Doodle Slayer, but you have to be top 100 to get it. It has a pretty cool design as the regular Royal Runer. I actually prefer this one. Actually, no, I don't. I prefer the 3Ds as more, as I've said, over the Doodles. The Doodles, their sound I just don't enjoy all too much. It is a pretty dope weapon. It has the glow on it, and it is essentially another leaderboard weapon. It is no longer obtainable, as I said. You have to be top 100 in the Doodle event, which I was not, but I will be able to showcase this weapon for everyone. The giant Doodle royalty. It has no swing effects, unfortunately. But it does have the doodle effect as you hit somebody with it. It's a pretty cool weapon. It has a nice glow to it. I like it a bit. Moving on to the giant doodle stop sign. Now this was the forever pack during the doodle event. It was the hardest one to get. About 11 or 12 exist currently, if I'm not mistaken. I might be able to... I might be able to showcase this one, but we shall see. You will know. You will find out very soon. Because I will be showcasing most of these weapons, besides maybe a few, maybe some of the rarest ones, maybe. But I should be able to showcase most of them. This is a pretty dope one. I do enjoy the design, and the kill effect is Yippee, which is pretty dope. There is another stop sign we'll get to very soon, and we'll be coming up to why I don't have my index complete. Moving on to the giant eraser. It does say RNG Battles across the top. There's about 60 something that exists currently. It is exactly how it seems. It's a giant eraser. I do love the design. I wish it had a different swing effect and hit effect, which I will be showcasing soon. But overall, it's not that great. It was a pretty easy doodle to get with 60 exists from the doodle shop. It is no longer available to get, but you can still trade for it. It is a pretty cool one, and it does give you a 5% damage bonus, so that is pretty good. And it is a pretty cool one overall. The giant eraser swings side to side. This is the giant eraser. It has a nice little tap hit effect, it's just kind of nice. It's a pretty nice giant weapon with a 5% damage bonus. Moving on, we have the giant rake, which is the easiest one, has 435 exist, and you can still get it from this season's cosmic pack, which is pretty cool. It is a pretty easy one to get, so if you spend just a little bit of Robux, you can get one, or if you just trade a bit of stuff, you can get it pretty easily. It is worth a decent amount. It gives you that 5% damage buff, so that's really nice. I would definitely trade for it if you like a giant rake, like who wouldn't? Personally, I don't like the design on it. I wish it was done a little bit differently and or better. But overall, I know a lot of people really enjoyed this one, and a lot of people really strive to get more. This here, we have the giant rake. It's the only other weapon. It's the final weapon we'll be showcasing. It is the only other weapon exclusive besides the wrapped hammer that swings down. It has a nice like sword metal hit effect onto the person when you hit them. Overall, it's a pretty nice giant weapon. Pretty easy to get. 5% damage bonus is nice. Moving on to the giant stop sign. Now it is essentially a big version of our normal stop sign back here. It is just a giant version of this. I do not have it indexed because only 3 exist. It was the rarest of the first ever Forever pack. It was around the same time as Giant Clover. When those boxes were out, it came out the same day, so it's technically the first giant tied with Giant Clover. It is a pretty insane, its description is yippee. Like, yeah, if you kill someone that says yippee, which is pretty dope. Only 3 exist between 2 people. One is number 1 cereal is owned by Malim. Serial 2 and 3 is owned by Plushie. I have not been able to index this, and I will not be able to showcase it. So it'll be one weapon I can say for sure I can't showcase. Moving on to our last one, the Giant Teddy. Now this is a really dope weapon that I hope I'll be able to showcase. I love the design. It's a giant teddy bear and Bob. It is pretty hard to get. It is the hardest one to get inside of this Forever pack, so it costs you quite costly to get it. I personally would rather just trade for it. I mean, buying it might be worth it over trading for it, but either way, it's going to be costly for you. But it is a really dope weapon, and it's the biggest weapon in the game, I believe, currently. The biggest, like, straight-up weapon right now. It is about 2 or 3 times the size of your person right now, and it has a really cool hit effect. Anyway, that was everything I'm going to show of my index review, and I will be showcasing this weapon as well, hopefully. That was it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. Like and subscribe.